Another important thing that you need to understand is that when people give you a recommendation, their recommendation stands as it is, which is here. But what changes is that their professional headline changes. For example, Amit Mishra is a very serious person in the entrepreneurial space in India. Okay, he is a student of mine. But by virtue of being a student of mine, he gave me a recommendation, but he has grown into becoming a country, let's look at it. I mean, it's country head for a specific company who is creating an ecosystem for entrepreneurs. So what happens is, by virtue of asking people to give you recommendations, the recommendation stands the way it is, their professional headline changes, which means that you would be able to manage. In fact, I would like you to, if you're spending X time on Facebook, on WeChat, on WhatsApp, I would humbly suggest you to knock 50% of it and spend the time on LinkedIn. And if you spend the time on LinkedIn for 3 months, you will start seeing your network working for you. I'll be very upfront. On a given month, I get 4 business inquiries. Sorry, in a given week, I get 4 business inquiries, and I almost convert them 100%. The only way I don't take them up is either they don't like my pricing because I'm premium, or my standard prices are a little premium. Second, they don't get a date from me. It's good to be in a situation, ladies and gentlemen. I was nobody in 2009. I was nobody in 2011. Because I worked on it, today I'm able to really build a business, B2B marketing. Today, a company which is big in India needs to do online marketing. And they would look at your profile for sure, because someone is already referring your profile to them. And when they refer, when these people have given you recommendation, second, they don't get. Let's say I go to my profile now. It's good to be in a situation where few aspects of the profile. And please remember, what is the relevance here? I was nobody in 2000. Profile on LinkedIn is the because I worked on it. Today I'm able to really. You need to have business B2B, a picture. Today, which we talked about, which is this is your headline. Needs to don't be lazy in terms of your headline. Make it little emphatic. The moment somebody reads it and he genuinely belongs to it, for example, when I say I'm an entrepreneur, online marketing expert, trainer, mentor, and a professor at IIMs on a lifetime quest to create 1,000 millionaires. It's a damn good headline. What do you want to? I might be a little flashy. I might be a little shosha. But this would get them to give you the attention. Then they would come down to your profile, which we talked about, which is then on your profile, and you can don't be lazy, write on different posts. LinkedIn has created a blog audience kind of a platform called you can write a post, look at it, professor at IIMs, an amazing opportunity to showcase your. It's a damn good headline. I like to be here to flashy. So just like the blogger platform that you saw, you would be able to really build out a fantastic article. They would come down to your profile. When you write this article, ensure that the URL has your name. Right? URL or somehow the company LinkedIn has created your link, because it's also a backlink effort for your organization website. Look at it. So you need to really do this post, because it's amazing if you create a blog and you start writing, you're creating content on a blog where there is no audience. But if you do post on LinkedIn, just like the blogger, okay, you would be able to really. Another important thing, ladies and gentlemen, here is that when you are creating a blog of your own, when you write the article and ensure that post on the URL, there is a decision, your name, right? URL post on my blog, or should I post on my blog? The thumb rule is that if you are posting 7 blogs in a week, so I will do this post because 5 of them on your blog and 2 of them on LinkedIn, and you creating content on a blog where there is no audience. But if you do 1 blog in a week or 1 blog in a month, you would be likely to do it on LinkedIn because it's also got audience. Here is that. Because when you are you create a post, let's see, URL, there is a decision, your name, URL post on my blog, or should I These are all the different posts that are not done. In fact, you should look at your blog. This Get Foundation to start online marketing careers is something that you should look at. Or if you are being entrepreneurial, probably should look at this. Or if you want to engage better in social media, which is something I do an online webinar every Thursday from 8:45 to 9:45 p.m. every Thursday. So you should be able to get more information. What it means is that the moment I go in here, these are all the different posts that are done. People are able to look at your blog. This Get Foundation to start online marketing careers. Social life. Or if you are being entrepreneurial, probably should look at this. Okay, look at it. Let me increase the font in social media. So there are about 14 likes, 4 comments, and people can share it on LinkedIn, Facebook, and Twitter. You should be able to get. So they would be able to give you that social life. I have a disbeliever in the class. Do people really believe what they see on LinkedIn? All these different posts. Anything that you say is curious on Get Foundation in the online stage. But as I said, initiating a conversation is different to building the conversation into an engagement, different to building so there are about the deep rabbit hole of customer engagement and people can share it as a counseling, LinkedIn, Facebook, and Twitter experienced person to get in. They would be able to do that. Listen, I don't have time to be in the Twitter and LinkedIn. And I want to get in digital. Ma'am, you're looking at trying to become a person who wants to drive a Formula 1 car. And what you're saying is that, look, I don't have time to learn. Building the driving into an engagement, different to these are all the things that you need to do. And I had to literally spend 2 hours to make her understand that, look, in her lifetime, she might change 10 jobs. Counseling, and she has already done 5 jobs. Which means that for the rest of her life, she might be required to do another 5 jobs. She needs to find out one job, which is good on pay, good on job description, and good on the happiness factor. So what it means, by the way, is that it's not about Sosha or whatever wants to drive. You be able to initiate a conversation because they put a great profile there, which is curious. Does not mean that relationship will happen. These are all the things that you need to do. But coming back to this, you need to clearly understand that in a profile, she might change 10 jobs. Counseling, she has already done 5 jobs. Okay, so we were talking about the post, so let me go back to the profile. So everything that you say on your profile has to be congruent, has to be, solid. What it means, by the way, is that it's not about, so, your education, your qualification. Look at it. It is also an endorsement, which is stability. If people are giving you a lot of endorsements, which has got 99 plus, it's not just a spurious guy. She might change. And this is also a very good conversation initiator. For example, I would like to really go back to this lady who endorsed me for everything that you say social media. I can, right from here, I can send out a message to her. Solid. SVT, thank you very much for endorsing me for social media. For all you know, I don't know anything about social media. For all you know, she doesn't care a heck about endorsing me for social media, but this is giving me an opportunity to say, what's up, Smriti? Good time. Is there something that I can do for you? Always ask this. Is there something that I can do for you? Is there something that I can do for you? You will end up doing it for 10 people. The 11th guy will come back and say, Professor, there is a workshop that I want you to do at Jaisalmer, somewhere in Rajasthan. Okay? And if you agree to it because it's unconnected, I will give you a paid holiday for all your family for 3 days so that you can be with us on a company offsite that we're doing, and you can do an off-day training in digital marketing. Don't you think that is worthwhile? That's like amazing, right? Yes, Rashmi, thank you. Jaisalmer, okay. Okay, Shika says, if the dummy is, the manic queen is dressed quite well, then people will walk into the store. If you buy or not is a secondary issue, but at least you will have a footfall. Shika, thank you very much for, that's exactly what you need to do. You need to do your song and dance right. So coming back to it, ensure that you take your profile so seriously that everything that happens
course, the workforce, the time, the resources assign your audit teams or KYC teams effectively, and you need a bit of help from mathematical techniques to be able to determine how precisely you're going to do that. Likewise for cash flow planning. Moving on to a bit of a softer area around human resources and organizational behavior. Well, once again, I'm taking a look at personnel planning, training program scheduling, and skill balancing. Once again, the common thread is to use a microeconomic catchphrase: unlimited wants and limited needs. So when you have visibility into all the people needs that your organization will have teams of across a certain time horizon, maybe the next month, the next quarter, the next year, mathematical thing. And you have to take a lot of decisions. Am I going to make those skills? Which is, am I going to train and retrain my people? Determine how. Am I going to buy those skills? Which means, am I going to hire and get them from the outside? Am I going to hire fresh people and train them? Or am I going to hire a lot of experienced people and deploy them directly? For example, if I'm running a company like Infosys or Travel Services or a Cognizant for that matter, that's a decision that I have to take very, very frequently. And very often, more often than not, it's not to use an umbrella decision that I'm going to recruit 25K people in a certain quarter or something like that. It's about my project pipeline, my sales and delivery channel, sales and marketing channel, and my tells me that this is my pipeline of projects that I'm going to get. My delivery pipeline tells me that I'm going to have to take a lot of decisions. Am I going to make those skills? This number, a certain number of resources who are well versed with a certain set of technologies, hire, and then my human resources tells me that this is my team, which currently I have on my payroll. So I look at the delta, and then I need to know how much is the requirement. And then, for example, if I'm running, for example, I need 15 people within a month who are very, very well versed with big data technology. Well, I can buy those 15 people, I can go to the market and hire 15 experienced people in big data. And well, definition that I'm going to recruit 25. And then I could say, let me hire my project pipeline, and take some 10 bright resources who are not experts in big data right now. Get there with maybe a couple of weeks, or maybe even a month. Remember, a month is my time horizon. I need those 15 people by the end of the month. So I'll train some 10 promising people for a month, and I'll mix them with those 5 who already are ready-made experts, and then that's my team. Currently, I have on my payroll. Doesn't always have to be 5 and 10. It could be 7 and 8, 10 and 5, 2 and 13, anything, any combination. It all depends on the existing. Within a month, and I give a very, very artificial example. For example, 15 people, usually the number runs much more than that, and considerations are too complex to be done in anybody's head, and then I could say, let me hire. Facilities planning, once again, I come back to a question that was asked earlier. Factory location, size decision. I mean, you might just come across a situation where your demand is expected to grow into a situation to a level where you might want, or you might decide to open up a new factory for a month rather than getting into that kind of a convoluted example. Let's ready-made a scenario of a company doesn't taking a strategic decision to start a couple of factories, or maybe to start a new product line. For example, when Tata Motors decided to launch a new car called Nano, they needed a factory to build it a very, very artificial scale. They chose one location, different things didn't work out, so they actually made another location. In each case, to be done, they had a number of things that they had to keep in mind when they decided the location and the size. Size, of course, is going to be driven by how much you expect your demand to be. And that will determine the production capacity, which is what we mean by size. The sizes of automobile manufacturing units are usually not quoted on, measured or thought of in terms of square meters of area. They are primarily spoken of in terms of how many units you can build out per day. As long as there's location, you would want to base your location based on a number of decisions. Availability of raw materials, proximity of end market, availability or trainability of the cost of setting up that place, remember, land with other availability or otherwise, physical infrastructure, roads, power infrastructure. So those are all decisions. Warehouse location decision, even more frequently used. Obviously, warehouses come online at a much greater frequency than complete factories. Warehouse location is also important. Once again, you don't usually ship directly from a manufacturing location to a market. There are intermediaries like warehouses that the goods need to be stored in for some period of time. You want to keeping the location of your factories in mind, keeping the location of your distribution centers in mind, keeping in mind the likely cost of transportation, the frequency of peak periods of demand, all of those factors go into this decision. Warehouse location, factory location, transportation, loading and unloading, these are extremely popular applications of operations research. You open up any book on operations research and you are bound to have examples found in each of these applications. In fact, as a part of this course, which we are going to spend our time on during today and tomorrow, there will be a few examples that we will take a look at and which we will even do all each of you can do it in your desk. We will furnish you the tools to do that and we'll show you how to use them. And there will be a few examples around that transportation research and development. Availability that just means money, limited resources. So that's a common infrastructure again, and even project configuration. To take a look at it's a project, so there will be tasks which need to happen first before other things can start. Something happens simultaneously. Some other things can't. Concepts of a bottleneck and hence of inventory. All of those apply. So research and development, irrespective of any industry that you go to, there will be a component of operations research to have the role to play in management. The goods need to be. So with this, I come to the end of the narrative that I have in mind for the applications of operations factories in mind. Now, the next area that we are going to focus on, keeping in mind steps that are involved in operations transportation before we go into modeling and optimization of demand. All of optimization and the subsequent warehouse topic of basic building blocks, transportation constitute the kernel of this course, the most important part. So at this point in time, I would like to, once again, invite open up any and all questions that you have on the topics that we have covered so far. and I'll be more than happy to address that. In fact, I do not know if I'm part of this clearly visible or audible to the location. There is what I've been talking about for hours or so are making sense or is it too repetitive. So any kind of feedback that you have in that respect, any kind of anything that you want you to do different. And then if you this opportunity to suggest that, just drop in a line. So I'll leave this for a minute or two before I delve into steps involved in the water solving and even further. So if you have any questions up to this point, or any feedback, now would be the time to start typing them out or raising your hands. Something parallel simultaneously. Concept of a bottleneck and hence the research and development, irrespective of any industry that you go to, there would be a component of operations research to have the right in that house that the goods need to be. So with this, I come to the end of the narrative that I have in mind for applications, keeping the location of the factories in mind, now the next area that we are going to focus on keeping on the steps that are involved in transportation before we go into frequency modeling and optimization of demand, all of optimization and the subsequent warehouse topics and basic building blocks. Transportation constitute the kernel of this course, the most important part. So at this point in time, I would like to, once again, invite you open up any and all questions that you have on the topics that we have covered so far. And I'll be more than happy to. Very good. In fact, I do not know if I'm part of this. Okay. So, Jamia, if you can hear me, I was just trying to take you on air, but I think there could be some problem with your system. So, if I could just request you to log off and re-log into the course, anything that you want to. So, Jamia, from the unlimited intervention live. If you could just log off and re-log in, so that I'll be on air a minute or two before I delve into steps involved in the water and even further. So if you have any questions up to this point, or any feedback, now would be the time to start typing them out or raising your hands. Something parallel simultaneously. Concept of a bottleneck and hence research and development, irrespective of any. I'm trying to take a Purva from Delhi, South X on air. In that house, but I don't know if the person is around. Application, location of the factories in mind. Now the next area, Purva from Delhi, South X Center. Can you hear me? I'm trying to take you on air. Before we go into the frequency of the period of demand. All the optimization and the subsequent warehouse topics and basic building blocks. Transportation the kernel of this course, the most important. So at this point in time, I would like to, once again, invite you to any and all questions that you have on the topics that we have covered so far. And I'll be more than happy to. I'm afraid I'll have to come back to Nikhil and okay. So, Jamia, if you can hear me. Hey, Nikhil, just, I wanted to check. If you have any specific questions or requests, do feel free to raise it on air. And just wanted to check, is the first time, I mean, is the recap time, is there something that is it proving to be too repetitive?
So I think, on the applications front, we have really gone into the applications too much. So, time on that, I think
now would be the time.